All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another video. All right, y'all, back with a real quick discussion video. We'll see how quick it is, but yeah, this is a little bit different than usual videos, but it's still pertaining to WMMA. But I just kind of wanted to talk about several things in this video here now that we're coming up on the end of the year. You know, last month of 2024 just flew by, man. And, you know, just kind of going back and looking at, you know, a lot of these fighters and a lot of interviews and just a lot of videos on YouTube, period. You know, just kind of want to talk about a few different things in this video. I want to talk about first, you know, WMMA, where it's going, and, you know, as far as the promotion and fighters, you know, speaking up now, because I know some people want to know my thoughts on that. You know, what I think about what a lot of fighters are doing now with their career, you know, as far as, you know, the women go. And I want to talk about the fans too as well. You know, fans on my channel, of course, you know, fans as far as, you know, the different levels of fans and, you know, fans of particular fighters, you know, their favorite fighters and, you know, the game in general. And of course, talk about my channel, you know, just a few different things I wanted to kind of discuss here. But yeah, starting off with the direction WMMA is going right now. I think that at this point, WMMA has a chance to get bigger than it is. You know, some people ask me what do I think about the sport. I say, you know, I still think it's growing. You know, I still think it's growing. It's not like boxing that's been around for centuries. You know, WMMA has really only been around for like almost 2 decades, you know, and that's not even like a real serious dent in the sport of, you know, in combat sports, period, you know. So I still think that before we can assume that it's on a downfall or it's on this serious drought, we got to remember that the game is still developing. You know, the sport is still developing, and we're still trying to, you know, see, you know, more fighters evolve into, you know, really evolve into what some of what you see the men are. You know, women. I still think that there's a lot of room for growth. We've got legends. You know, we've got legends now, but it's still a long ways to go, and, you know, it's still too far off to judge a sport like WMMA, you know, and try to say, oh man, it's never going to reach this potential, or you're never going to see that many stars. But, you know, looking at the promotion side and the star side, I still think there's a big opportunity. You know, I still think, you know, the way the sport's been going this year, there's a lot of open opportunities. There's a lot of open doors for a lot of these women, but they just have to take it. They just have to take it. They have to know how to market themselves. So every time you see like another lady speak up for herself, or, you know, jump on that mic and voice her opinion, whether you like the fighter or not, or you think they're stepping out of line, it's been all right with me. You know, I can't complain, because I feel like right now WMMA, it needs all the promotion it can get, you know, and the more that these ladies, they speak up on the mic, the better it is for their situation. You know, they got to let it be known that they want a piece of that rock, or they want that title wherever they stand, or they want to be seen and they want to represent the sport. You know, nobody's saying you got to go out there and act a fool and be buffoonish or anything like that, or straight up be a heel. I mean, sometimes you just are a heel, you know, but once you start to overdo it, yeah, it becomes more of it becomes more of like a clown show. You know what I mean? But in general, I think there's a lot of fighters out there right now in WMMA that are missing their opportunity because they just don't know how to promote themselves to their particular audience. You know, for example, you know, Manon stepping out now and getting on the mic, I think that was a good thing. You know, whenever she kind of stirred up Twitter and stirred up Valentina and stirred up a lot of the casual fans, when they heard this, they was like, oh wow, like, this French girl calling out Valentina like that. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh wow, how dare she step out of line? You know what I mean? Like, that was a good thing for her to do that, because it voiced her frustration. At the same time, it let people know who she is now. You know, she has a undefeated record in the UFC, right? She's one of the better fighters right now in WMMA, and a lot of people don't know her. But the minute she stepped on the mic, it's going to give her that opportunity to be seen. It's going to make people do their research and say, okay, I see who she is, and I know why she is making a fuss. She does deserve a chance. You know what I mean? So I think it's good that fighters like that are doing it. That's what I'm saying. Like, all the promotion they can get, you know, they need that. And this is good promotion, you know, for fighters like Manon to be seen. You know, you don't have to act a fool or, you know, go out of line, but you got to be known, because this is still entertainment. You know, this is a sport, you know, it is a mixed martial, it is a form of martial arts, but to be seen means more money and more opportunities for you, because the UFC is still an entertainment business. It still looks for views. It still goes by ratings. You still have to put butts in seats. So if Manon, she wants to be seen and recognized and be on the big platforms, you still have to speak up, and you have to let it be known that you are there. And these fighters, they got to take advantage of their competitive bone. I know she's a fighter that wants to be the best. She's a fighter that is like everybody that wants to be champion. You have OCD a little bit. You are a little bit obsessive over getting that belt and being a better person, being a better fighter, right? So you got to voice it sometimes, because that's whenever people be like, oh, okay, I can relate to that, or oh, okay, I want to see that person do it, or they might get mad and say, I want to see that person lose. So the more you speak out, yeah, you will ruffle feathers, but you will bring in people who like you. But bringing in people that ruffle feathers, that's a win-win too. Bringing in enemies and friends in this sport, or fans in the sport, it's a win-win. So the more I see girls like Manon speak out, even like Yan Xiaonan, the more Yan Xiaonan has just been kind of vocal now, about wanting a rematch with Weili. I like that, because now people are saying, okay, this person may stand a chance. I seen what she did in the last fight. I seen her drop Weili 4 times, so maybe she is like onto something now. So the more they just talk, the more people are going to want to tune in. Again, like I said, it's going to be either for wanting to see you win or lose, but regardless, they're going to tune in, and that's going to build your ratings up. That's going to build your following up, right? So I just see the more the ladies get on the mic, seeing that over the past few years now, the past few months, it's been benefiting them. Even for like Erin Blanchfield, Erin Blanchfield calling out Alexa Grasso, you got to do that. It fits Erin's personality. She's also a fighter who's obsessive and wants to be better. So she wants to fight the best fights to make her the best. So call them out. Say whatever you need to. Just call that person out. Do whatever you got to do. Who else? Juliana Pena. She's been the queen of it. Juliana Pena, like I said, she's the one that kind of paved the way over the past couple of years to say it's okay to be a heel. And like I said before, I've never been one to diss Juliana Pena or these fighters. Like, I'm more so always looking at skills with me. I'm always looking at skills and whether or not that person is ready technical wise, technique wise, right? But when it comes to getting your money and being seen and being recognized, as a pillar in this sport, do it. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's going to like you. So when Juliana Pena gets on the mic, and like a couple of years ago, I did a video on that. I was all for it. When she was like number 7 and she called for Amanda Nunes, people were like, oh, she don't deserve that. Like, what's she doing? Well, she's doing something a lot of other people aren't doing. She's calling the champ out. And what happened? It paid off. She won the belt, right? So sometimes you just got to do that. And now she's got a fan base. Plus she has a fan, a base that doesn't like her, but it benefits her, right? So it put her in a good position. Now what? She's won the belt 2 times. So that's what I call promotion. You need all the promotion you can get, whether it be people hating on you or people liking you, because in this world, people are going to hate you and they're going to like you. You know what I mean? Like, if you're doing one thing right, that means you're doing something. Well, if you're doing something and you only get one reaction, then you're probably not doing something right, And that's what I'm starting to learn over here. When you're telling the truth, you're either going to have people that like you, like to hear the truth, or they're going to get mad at you, So, yeah, my thoughts on the ladies promoting themselves any way they can. I'm for that. I'm still not for the twerking business. I mean, I'm all for Eileen Perez's development as a fighter. Yes, she is getting better. I love that. I'm hoping we have a good contender out of her at some point. But, the whole twerking business and, twerking your butt on somebody's head, like, get out of here, that mess. Like, that's not really needed, But at the same time, it's working for her, because now, like I said before, it makes me want to see her lose. And I'm going to tune in for that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, all the promotion you can get right now, they got to do it. Moving forward, though, yeah, I just think more women have to do this. They have to be vocal. Like, not necessarily, like I said, act a fool and just do crazy, ignorant stuff, but just call out fighters now. Like, that's what people want to see, because MMA is still one-on-one, right? So when you say, I'll fight anybody, okay, that's all well and good, but we need you to target somebody, right? you to target somebody. It's like it's like the Wild Wild West. Like you want to take on the best gun. You say you're the best gun. You need to call out somebody that is trying to take your spot. You know what I mean? Like, you want to prove you the best gun. Hey, you got to call out this person that keeps saying they the best gun. The fastest gun. So I just want to see more women maybe like put a target on somebody. Like, I know Suarez never was like that, but some of these other fighters that don't have a big fan base, they do need to do that. Another thing is, I'll say for WMMA promotion is, some of the women need to really cater to their crowds and their markets. Weili, she just does it naturally. She's a nice, quiet, humble fighter. She's got the Chinese background, the China background, because, they never really had like women Chinese fighters, in the UFC reach this high. So, she's able to milk that. Yan Xiaonan, she's more of on the American side. She's kind of seen as a heel there, but she can still kind of push herself there and here. Juliana Pena, she's got her market. She's got her fans. Taylor Harrison, she definitely has her fans. So I just think some of these women kind of have to stick to. They have to kind of stick to what they're closest to. Manon Fior. She's got the French fan base. She got to kind of market to the people that do the things that she's doing. The skateboarding, snowboarding, all that type of stuff. I'm a fan of her. She has to kind of market to the more people that like the quiet demeanor types, but still want to hear them, voice their wants. Their wants in the game. So I just think each of them have to kind of find their niche. Wayne Cong, she's doing her thing. Dakota Ditcheva, she's doing her thing as well. And I don't have a problem with that. Like, people always get that mixed up too. Like, so kind of segueing into the fan bases, look, I'm all for what these fighters are doing. When it comes down to what they're doing to put more eyes on the sport, like, we need all the fans. We need all the fans of individual fighters as well, but I just can't stand when fans get a little bent out of shape when you criticize their fighter. And when you're criticizing their fighter, I'm mostly talking about what they do, like what they're doing wrong, in the cage, or people overrating them, or you're basing their status off of cherry picking sometime, you know what I mean? And that's not their fault. It's the matchmaker's fault. But, we got to keep it real there. We got to keep it real. Like, we need all the fans, but there's still a level of fans where some of y'all got to go, man. Like, I believe in fans, and then there's fanboys. Fanboys I can tolerate, but then when you start getting into the simps and the worshipers, I would probably say the simps are bad, but the worshipers, they're probably they're probably the new low, where if you criticize their fighter, they'll come at you sideways, and then they'll just start, calling you all kinds of names, or, throwing little disses and things like that. So that's something I don't tolerate. Like, I don't think WMMA needs those type of fans. If I was a fighter, one of these fighters, I'd be scared if I had a worshiper. You know what I mean? I'd be scared if I had somebody trying to defend me to the extent where I can do no wrong. And that's where y'all are kind of like the worst fans. Those are the worst fans, because they won't tell you the truth. Right? They're blinded by looks, or they're blinded just because they think this person loves them because they liked one of their posts. Nah, like, no, like, go on with that. Like, these people need to be critiqued too. Fighters need to be critiqued. So when I'm on my channel over here, I'm going to just speak the real. I'm going to just speak the real of what I observe and my experience and what I'm going by when I research fighters. Like, if anybody asks me about a fighter, I'm going to tell you what they do. I'm going to tell you what they do right, what they do wrong. I'm going to tell you what I feel, what I think. When it comes to Dakota, just like I said before this fight, I'm not basing it off what she looked like. I'm not worshiping her. I'm just telling you, okay, I haven't seen her fight anybody on a winning streak. So how can I tell you that she's going to be a great? Okay, eye test is not enough sometimes. We know that. This is MMA. Eye test does not work in MMA. We said the same thing about Wayne Cong. What happened? You got your feelings hurt. People got their feelings hurt, And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all good. Look, fans, it's all good to have your favorite fighters. I don't knock that. If Wayne Cong is your favorite fighter, fine. If Dakota is your favorite fighter, fine. But don't go putting her up in there with Chris Cyborg or Amanda Nunes, or with Valentina or Manon without having laid the groundwork, you're going to get your feelings hurt. I'm not going to teach y'all how to like your fighters now. Look, you can like your fighters, but you better love and respect the fight game first to know why they need to do certain things first. Again, going back to Dakota, Dakota did what she had to do, and she did it right against Tyler Santos. But understand, there's still levels. She might be able to start a couple levels higher than some of these other fighters when she comes to the UFC, right? But still, Valentina, Manon, Aaron, they are not Tyler Santos. So expect something to be different when she fights them, and expect her to still have to train hard for these fighters. Like, she still has to train. I never really hear like any of the worshipers of the simps discuss the training side. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's another thing moving forward, segueing into the channel. Look, moving forward, like I said, well, y'all already know my channel. This is what I do. Like, I love talking about the sport, and that's what I'm always going to do. I'm going to talk about all fighters. I love this a sport as a collective. I'm not a worshiper of any particular fighter. I'm not promoting one person. I love the fight game. So that's why I'm always talking about it, women's mixed martial arts as a whole. All right. So I want to have conversations with people about the sport and their favorite fighters. But if you come on here now and you don't like what I say about a particular fighter, you're gone. All right. If you don't like what I say about a particular fighter and you can't handle it and you start crying and pouting, you're gone. Because lately I've been having some old people up here. They can't handle the truth, or they just can't handle my observation. And they ain't acting their age, acting like a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old. And they got to put them in timeout. So I'm just saying, like, that ain't attractive. Just so y'all know, look, your favorite fighters out there don't even know who you are. I know who you are. And we should be able to have that conversation. Look, you be respecting me more than your favorite fighter. You know why? Because look, I'm giving you a platform to talk. They don't even know you. All right? They don't even know you. On top of that, it's like, hey, again, it's not attractive. It's not attractive to say, okay, if I say this person isn't ready for something and then you call me stupid, do you think that your favorite fighter would really take your opinion or take what you say in the heart? They probably think you creepy. At least I'm just judging off of what I see, but y'all are just like, oh yeah, I love this person right here. How dare you talk bad about them? Y'all are stupid. You stupid. You don't need no channel. You an idiot. Like, oh, I am? Oh, come on. I'm just like, no, man, like, that's not good. That's not good. That's not something needed. You know what I mean? That's really not needed. But when it comes down to it, hey, I know a lot of women have to deal with that, so maybe they have to just use it to their advantage, right? Any promotion is good promotion, I guess, right? But even when it goes to stalker status and simp status like that, I don't think that's like the best type of fans, especially for my channel. Like, we don't deal in stalkers and we don't deal in simps and worshipers over here. Like I said before, this is conversations with people who are fans and even the occasional fanboy, because even then I can kind of get through to them. All right. So, yeah, man, like I said, moving forward, I think the fighters right now, they have it in their hands. There's doors open to build WMMA up even more. They just have to be more appealing. And I don't mean physically. I mean, they just have to be more appealing with saying the right things, because it's still an entertainment business. It's like the movie business. I said this before, like, you're signed to the UFC, right? Just like an actor is signed a contract to, 20th Century Fox or Columbia or Paramount, right? You're signed there, right? Now it's on you to come up with groundbreaking performances, all right? They can't force that out of you. You have to come up with groundbreaking performances now to earn you those awards or earn your movie's money, right? They can give you the script. They can give you the script, but can you act? Can you act in this particular role? You know what I mean? So it's just like here. It's like here. You fought your way here. Now, how are you going to get more fans to target you? We got the best fighter, right? So going to a fighter like Manon Fiorot, again, now that she's signed to the UFC, they saw that she has the talent, she's got the skills, she's got all of that, right? But now trying to go outside of that to be something more, like, to your fan base, and maybe even like pull in more fans and even fight higher on cards and be on like co-main events and main events, you just have to kind of step out of the box and promote yourself again to your fan base, finding your niche. That's just how you have to do it, right? So yeah, that's all I'm asking, moving forward with fighters like that in WMMA. Like, that's what I think they need to do. Everybody just kind of needs to follow, their niche. They don't all have to do the same thing. Like, not everybody has to be Ronda Rousey. Those days are gone, right? Ronda Rousey was her own thing. Do your own thing. Wayne Kong's doing her thing with the makeup. Might be a little cringy, right? But do your thing, right? Go ahead and do your thing there. That's good promotion. Dakota, she has her thing. She's entertaining style. She has entertaining style. She has a look that some people might like. She does her little antics in there. Might get on some people's nerves. Some people might like it. Again, some will simp for it. Some won't like it. But that's good because it's going to make people love you and hate you. Then you got your fighters like Natalia Silva, Weili, Pena, Blanchfield. They all have something about them that I think as a collective can make WMMA entertaining. And that's all I want to see right now. I'm not looking for another star, like one star. I think we just need like many stars across the board now where you can see that fighter and show you, well, you can see that fighter on social media and already name who that person is. This is going for the casual fans. Or you can just like name that person and then they'll already know, like, somebody you're talking to, they'll be like, oh, I know who Aaron Blanchfield is. Oh, yeah, I know who Rose, yeah. Oh, Manone, yeah, I know that fighter now. Oh, Natalia Silva, okay, I know them. I want them to all get to that point where they're just known now, and WMMA is a collective like that. Because I think if WMMA is able to do that, then the sport will get bigger as a whole versus, just trying to pick one star. Because when one star dies out, then the rest of the sport suffers. That's how the bantamweight division is now without Ronda, right? Ronda's gone. Holly didn't have enough star power. She didn't really have enough firepower, even as a fighter, to carry out, consecutive wins. So now it just goes downhill from here. Nunes, of course, great fighter, but doesn't really have that pull and that star power, So as a whole, it needs to be fighters just finding their niche now and just promoting themselves better, right? Anybody selling anything about being, selling out or anything, but just, promoting the sport so it gets the respect it deserves. All right. So with that, like I said, yeah, you need all your fans. You definitely need all these fans. The more these fans come over, like I said, looking at other videos and stuff and hearing their opinions, it's good to hear that, because other fighters, when fighters see these videos and comment sections, they can learn from it. They can definitely learn from that. But again, when you're looking at the different levels of fans, man, some of them got to go. When you got your worshipers and your simps, I mean, even your simps, they can stick around. But when you got the ones that's like really creepy and defending to the point where it's just like childish, hey, you got to go. Especially on this channel. Like I said, over here, this channel, shout out to BJ, No Filter MMA. When guys like my man, he can come on and we can converse and just talk about the sport and have disagreements. That's what you want. That's what we need. Another thing y'all ladies need to do is look. When my man BJ from No Filter MMA is reaching out to do interviews, answer him. Get on. That's another thing these ladies got to do for promotion is get on these channels whenever they call, when they're reaching out for interviews. And they calling y'all up for interviews, hey, y'all need to do it. I don't really do that many anymore. I might start next year, but I know BJ, he's been reaching out. Some of y'all acting like y'all too busy. Hey, y'all ain't that busy to do a quick interview. Do a quick interview with my man. Hey, that's how y'all get this promotion. So if y'all ain't doing them, but then y'all wondering why nobody knows your name, hey, you see why. Because there ain't that many of us out there. There ain't that many channels out here that's talking WMMA. So when somebody's talking and calling you out, hey, y'all got to get on. You got to get on and get your promotion on. So it's a lot of work, I know. You got to train. You got to, get ready to fight and all of that. But, hey, if you want your sport to get more respect from guys outside of me, No Filter MMA, Coach, WMMA Addict, all of us like that, you got to start acknowledging you got to promote yourself. You got to promote yourself. It's part of the game. But yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about in this discussion here. Like I said, I'll probably jump on a live and break it down a little bit more. This was all just a freestyle off the top of the head, just discussing, moving forward as far as the fans I deal with, and how it makes the sport look. But so far, I think WMMA is still growing. It's not over. It's still got, a long way to go. But these ladies today, as long as they keep putting in the effort and they got the skills, you'll see it grow and you'll see it get its respect. Combo Breaker 99.